Talk again.
Then when the season actually starts, got these niggas rescheduling debates. You know what I'm saying? Bringing forth half-ass PowerPoints on their debates.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I thought you was ready. The preseason, in the off time, you was like, let's debate.
Yeah.
So that's why you're supposed to be preparing now. It's a long season. This is why I always tell y'all.
Let's debate.
This where the best of the best collide and go edit on the internet. We coming for each other neck. You want me to show some respect to your scholarship? Let's debate. I hope you ready for war. You doing all that talking, but don't want no smoke. What did you come in here for? You know what we got going on, or you really with it? Let's debate. Solar vision is the only vision in the universal telescope. Everyone else gotta go. Intelligence level, it ain't even close. Let's debate. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't backing up for none of y'all. Going in on every one of y'all. I want the Draco. I'm about to let 100 off. Let's debate. This where the stars shine bright. It's time to decide where your side of the line is. This is our life, so please be reminded. Everything you say, we will rewind it. Highlight your soundbite when we find it. Hindsight, your eyesight is not blinded. My life and timeline, a real diamond. To go find you someone to co-sign. It's on site, you low life with no light. And I don't write, just go with your neck bow tight. And there's no light with every day they go by. And I don't mind being the guy that you don't like. In high demand, I supply the web. I'm a fly guy, no spider web. You see a flight of stairs, there's an idol there. They won't work for life, but they'll hire death. But I'd rather listen to my higher self. Meditate and take me to a higher realm. If the education board diagram give me funny feelings in my diaphragm. And the medication full of fire ants. Council culture, counsel your entire camp. Lead by example, they responding to me, reading every letter like an eye exam. My descendants sing entire hymns. My ideals cry from the highest tier. Drug addicts weeping, that's the highest tier. But there's a need for knowledge, that's when I appear. And they do not teach this in college. They make us an offer and see we compete with the scholars. But we are not bothered by mammon. It's all in the fan. Just imagine the famine affecting your family. Global pandemic infecting your family. Satellite image can't pick up humanity. Newer technology, purpose abolished to grow in the flowers organically. This where the scientists intersect with the Zionist intellect and the dialect. Like upgrade biotech, and we ain't even read your bio yet. You way up there nose bleeding. You done make it to the postseason. I beat you, it wasn't close neither. Now I'm back to hunt you like your old demon. Your entire premise worn out like old sneakers, blown out like old speakers, thrown out like old leaders. Pay attention what the soul teaches. Now that the price of gold cheaper, but the gold deeper this season for.
Get your information together now. Start your PowerPoints on some of the topics that you want to debate right now. Because you're trying to jump right back in the ring. It's a marathon, family. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Let go.
Shuckle, everybody shuckle,
Yeah.
shuckle. Solar mind gon' make you shuckle, everybody shuckle, everybody. Solar mind gon' make you shuckle, everybody shuckle, Solar mind gon' make you shuckle, everybody shuckle.
So with that being said,
Let's debate. This where the best of the best collide and go edit on the internet. We coming for each other neck. You want me to show some respect to your scholarship? Let's debate. I hope you ready for war. You doing all that talking, but don't want no smoke. What did you come in here for? You know what we got going on, or you really with it? Let's debate. Solar vision is the only vision in the universal telescope. Everyone else gotta go. Intelligence level, it ain't even close. Let's debate. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't backing up for none of y'all. Going in on every one of y'all. I want the Draco. I'm about to let 100 off. Let's debate. Cigar is lit in the ashtray. I'm outside with the savages. Affiliation of intelligence. Whole team gold medalists. Perfect combination of the elements. The champion remain anonymous. Post-apocalyptic catastrophic population. They become the scavengers. We got a Bible crew. That's a tribal group. But with the old and new. And if they only knew that the new was old and the old is new. But the young is old what the old is new. Doesn't matter how much love you show them from your heart. They cannot never stand aside of you. Yeah. Don't you want to tell the truth for one singing like that would be very polite of you. Yeah. This alternate current too powerful for them. Listen, I am here to enlighten you. Military-minded tanks on the ground. Make sure that your argument fireproof. Political plug, government rebel. They blaming it on Tasmanian devil. Embedded inside the minds of the country's community elders. Feathers of Maya get heavier every year. Yeah. We just keep getting better every year. Yeah. I just want to make that very clear. Yeah. Make you disappear like you would never hear. Yeah. and it's still good versus evil. And I OD when a G move. The YouTube screen dangerous. They'll take advantage and mislead you. Got your third eye open, me too. Parallel universe, see through. Spirit molecule, take a deep dive in that gene pool. I'm the vessel the Almighty speak through. Speak to anyone that seek to. Knock me on my feet, I defeat too. I need peace too. I gotta eat too when I see food. And I still kick it with my day ones. Black melanated got his A1, A9, Trayon, State Farm. We in solar system making space for 'em. Stay calm when they calm. They arm and they palm. Napalm, explode on them. Cut them up like a lawnmower. Unload on them like a gun owner. But not the one with the baton on them. Not the one who only feeling important when they rockin' Louis Vuitton on them. Not the one who turned it back on God and forgot what he done for him. Season 4, rare form. Let go. Rio.
SVDL, we back on the block again. Poppin' in real life, you can have them fairy tales. Season 4, we right back on the top again. Number 1 debate league, and that ain't hard to tell.
Yeah.
Van Glorious, Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got?
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square solid in your circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick a can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K.
The man is not allowed to fly a plane in his own country. But you want to convince the world that this man is not only a threat to his neighbors, but he is a threat to the entire human family. You are a liar. Liar. And the people are intellectual cowards who sit down and suck up this filthy lie.
Man, I've been rapping for a minute, I don't see how niggas hate on it. Swab Boss the greatest, motherfuckers should wait on it. Even if my album drops 10 years from now, nigga, it's gonna be the hardest album out 10 years from now, nigga. The Swab Boss, you niggas should see that shit. Whatever I am in the old niggas should be that shit. Whatever they say they gon' throw, I don't agree with it. Just had a couple of my O's and come at me with it, man, it's Swab Boss. The reason why these niggas get hauled off if 100 niggas die for this cause is a small cost. I'm trying to get my people on their feet again, nigga, but I'm back smoking weed, drinking Hennessy, nigga. And maybe that's why I'm not back on my shit. It's Swab Boss from 2-6 who moved out to the bricks, hooked up with people from 5th. Now we know we does shit. Now they know they should quit trying to make it hood rich. All that bullshit on your mind, ho, I wish you would spit. Niggas know what I'm about, and they wish I would flip. Niggas ask about a track, they wanna hear that shit. But when they ask to do a track, they don't permit that shit, man. And that's the type of shit that I don't say, man. Niggas know from the go that I don't play, man. Coming straight from the streets, and I can't straight, man. They ain't fucking with him, cause he don't pay, man.
Why are the Europeans so insecure about other people in the world? And why do you, after everywhere you go, you gotta kill and murder the rest of the people of the human family? Your history is written in the blood of the black, the brown, the yellow, and the red. Why are you so insecure? Do you know what brings about insecurity? What brings about insecurity? is when you have a false concept of yourself. And the false concept of self is white supremacy. They believe that they are better because they are white. And as a result, see, when a man has that kind of silly mentality, Hitler had the silly mentality that the white man, the Aryan, is superior. So then at the Olympics, Jesse Owens kicks up all the Aryans. Hitler is outraged. He's angry.
That's very simplistic.
Yeah. Well, you need it to be simplistic. You need it to be extra simplistic.
You see, they can't even take the
reality. I know they can't handle. You know, look. When you take a brick, and you hurl the brick among a pack of dogs, only the dog who gets hit yelps.
This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or purpose use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owners. No copyright infringement intended. Enjoy. Oh yeah, on your way out, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, man. This is the argument league. Turn up.
Bring it to you, double headers, sort of a double header. We're waiting for Brother TJ still to come in. We got Taharka Bey. We got Lord Abba and Gideon Yasharel. And we're going to be dealing with the up-and-coming debates that's going to be scheduled to be announced at this time. So this is a little hype up, just to get your appetites a little wet, you know what I'm saying, for the up-and-coming debates next week. And we may have the Imam swinging in as well. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the family. Was good. Let me go and see what's going on in the Tizat. Before I bring the guests on. This should be a very interesting topic, a very interesting discussion. Peace to Wax Dog. I see you, George Macon, Orthodox Moore. I may send you the link, Orthodox Moore, to come up in here, because we got just about everybody up in here already. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we're about to get this thing popping. We're gonna start off with brother Lord Abba. What's going on, Lord Abba?
Islam. Peace. Greetings to you all. Sheikh Way L, aka Lord Abba, aka Mr. Just the Facts. First, I want to start by giving all praise to Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I send the highest of honors to His holy and divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I extend those honors to the harbinger and forerunner Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I extend the highest of honors to all true and divine prophets. I extend honors to all leaders and freedom fighters who were sent to us or raised up from amongst us here in the West. And I give honors to you all, for when man honors man, he honors his Father God, Allah. Peace.
All right.
Yeah,
No doubt.
definitely. I mean, if the brother Gideon wanted to come in and give his little intro, and then we get into the discussion, we can do it like that.
All right, we're gonna let him give his big intro. You know what I'm saying? Let him give his big intro. Let it go. Go ahead, Gideon. What's up, Gideon?
Shalom. Just want to give all praise to the Most High. Thankful for to be here, amongst the brothers, discuss some things. Glad to see the brother Abba, he's here. You know what I'm saying? And definitely just here to you know what I'm saying, let's just get it cracking and just speak nothing but the facts, nothing but the truth, and just see where it takes us, you know.
All right, so this is just a little promo, you know what I mean? So it ain't gonna be nothing in depth. We just want to lay a premise as to what we're going to be discussing more in depth next week. So, you know, Brother Taharka Bey, are you there?
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
All right, peace to Taharka Bey.
My camera right. My camera right. Give me 1 second. You know, I always gotta make some sort of grand entrance. Peace and love to the family. Appreciate y'all. Work with me real quick. I'm working on something right now, but I'm coming on in. I gotta give a grand entrance, man. I gotta do it. I hope my face is clear because I just ate me some food. Let me turn this up. Y'all hear this? Check it out. Huh?
Hey, you got to take the camera on.
Taharka Bey, front line to the law. Call my number. Huh? Y'all ready? Huh? Huh? Hold on. All right. All right, here we go. You a friend of the force and you a friend of mine. I was told to my family. What's up, family? Huh? Blacksburg, what's up? We in the building. That's right. I'm in the building with my brother Way Hill. Hey, listen, share this. This is going to be historical, and this is only the promotion. Hold up. Let me stop. Hold up. Fam, this is going to be historical, and it's only promotional. Y'all hear me? Y'all ready? Listen real quick, listen. And looking at women by European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell nah, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation tasting pills, weed, and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigo, Ross, Lucy. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's now Cypher. I be that boy you gon' remember. But I won't stop more. Wax up. You stop it. Live it. Front line to the law. Call my number. Stay. George Maker, don't you start. That won't be none. Anyway, first and foremost, I rise, give praise to the great God of the universe, Allah. Pardon me. And when I say Allah, I want y'all to know that when I'm speaking about Allah, I'm speaking about the universal creator. You may call him something else. I don't know. But know for sure that he's the causeless cause, the rootless root. Know for sure that it's the causeless cause, the rootless root. Know for sure it's the causeless cause and the rootless root from which all things have grown from. I give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Absolutely. I give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and all those that have done the best that they could to keep his name alive, that done the best that they could to keep his works alive, that has done the best that they could to uplift our people in the fashion as taught by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to all leaders of the Mormon Science Temple of America, and I definitely give honor to everybody on this panel, the host, as well as those in this chat, because you could have been somewhere else doing something else. But while you here, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you what you want. I hope that the brother TJ, I don't know TJ. You know what I mean? I don't know him. Never met him before. But he want to tell me that Mary didn't conceive the child without a man touching her. That's what he want to say. I say nay. He also want to tell me that I guess Jesus that walked on real water, Jesus that fed and broke down all his bread and made waffles. He want to talk all this stuff. So one thing that we're going to do is, I hope he show up. I hope he watch it now, because it's two things that he wants to prove next week with me, that Jesus came into this world without the assistance of a man touching Mary. I'm going to prove him wrong. Secondly, he want to say that Jesus never died of physical. Jesus died a physical death, heart stopped, blood not pumping, the capillaries and the veins shut down, and then came back to life. I say nay, and I'm going to prove it. With that, family, I hope y'all stick around, pass it around, let them know that Taharka Bey in the building, and I'm with my brother, Lord Abba. This is historical. Let's go, man. Let's get it. Yes, sir. George Macon, tell me to be quiet. Ain't that something? We can't hear you, brother. I can take over the show. Okay.
What you say?
Oh, peace. What's going on? Brother TJ comes in the building as
There you go.
You go right on up. Peace to Brother TJ. You know what I'm saying? Get your intro, brother.
A little broken up the muzzle. I really understand what you're saying.
It looks like you're breaking up a little bit, bro.
Yeah, it's not a good connection. Hopefully it improves. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay.
If you haven't done so, hit that like button, family. It helps me out a whole lot. Hit that like button when you come in the building. And this is just a promo. We're going to go in for about an hour. You know, give the brothers a little, well, giving you a little taste of what is to come. I see the Orthodox this morning in the building. Shout out to George Macon and Wax Dog, Zeus Flippy, Max Bird. We see you playing. Brother TJ. All right, go ahead, give your intro. Let the people know who you are.
Of course, I am Brother TJ. I've been on the platform many times before, you know. And, I'm coming into this debate.
Your sound is lagging a little bit.
You know, I'm gonna, you know, I don't know why.
That's a little better now. I don't know what you did, but
I don't know why, but what about now? Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better. I can hear you a little more clearly.
Clearly. Okay. Still there?
Yeah, you're lagging out a little bit, bro.
He gonna have to fix that before he debate me. He can't use that as no excuse. Can't use that as no excuse. Get that right, brother.
You gotta set your Wi-Fi game.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
So, what we're gonna do at this time is we're gonna
it's just kind of slow right now.
Yeah, while he's fixing his situation, we're gonna swing this thing over to Brother Lord Abba. Now he's the debate topic for Lord Abba and Gideon Israel is concerning Deuteronomy 28 and the authenticity of Deuteronomy 28. And also, are we the Israelites of the Bible? So, Lord Abba, state your claim, speak your speech, brother.
Islam. Yeah, you know.
It's breaking up on my end.
Am I breaking up to anybody else?
You good.
These claims that my Hebrew Israelite brothers make are illegitimate. They have no basis in fact, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to humiliate my brothers, but at some point we have to analyze. We have to analyze everything that's being said within this community. And I look at the Hebrew Israelites in the whole of the community as the people who are closest to us. So when I hear the claims that they're making, claims that you know, the curses of Deuteronomy 28 are prophecies prophesying our enslavement from being brought over from Africa in ships to America, it makes absolutely no sense in light of the historical research done specifically on those biblical verses. And it's so
Can you go
easy.
into that? I didn't mean to interrupt, but I kind of like to stop at each point.
Brother.
I don't want to.
Brother, you gotta let
go
him finish.
into it right now.
Yeah. You gotta let him finish, brother,
Right.
before you come in.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that at the moment. But I want to touch on the fact that many of these claims that these brothers are making, I mean, not just that, Deuteronomy 28, but you have a majority of the Hebrew Israelite brothers that teach that Moab is China and Ammon is Japan. And when you ask them for the basis of this crazy claim, and I gotta call it what it is, it's a crazy claim based on the answer that's given when you ask them, well, what are you basing this on? And they say, well, the Chinese have slanted eyes and the Japanese have slanted eyes. So they are products of, I think, multiple sclerosis, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what gives? Down syndrome, excuse me. Down syndrome. So I'm like, so wait a minute. The claim that the Japanese and the Chinese have to be Moab and Ammon in the Bible because according to the biblical narrative, Lot was tricked into drinking, which I don't know how in the world somebody can trick somebody into drinking until they get so drunk, not realize that they're drunk, then take another drink and then pass out. And their own daughters have said the story in and of itself shows us that it's not an actual story, that they are using an etiological myth and that they are creating eponymous characters out of Moab and Ben Ami who becomes Ammon. These claims that they're, the Japanese and Chinese is crazy. The 12 tribes chart. I heard you earlier, Solomon, say we're not ready for these crackers. We not. Well, I am, and the Moors that I deal with, they are. We ready because Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave us the blueprint, and in order for us to get not just our Hebrew Israelite brothers, but brothers like yourself, Solomon, in accord with the truth, these debates have to happen. They have to happen. We have to, piece by piece, debunk all of this stuff. I've written papers showing and proving that Prophet Noble Drew Ali is right and exact. So if you're going to debate me on the Moabite claim, at least go read my paper on academia.edu or cop my book, The Moabites, Who Are the Moors, biblical myths versus historical facts. At least read, because the book is basically the paper. At least read these things and then come back and try to have an argument with me. And I believe once you read the book or read my paper, it's impossible for you to come back and even try to argue the claim that, for instance, I'm just, the topic is Deuteronomy 28, but I'm using what I'm talking about with China and Japan being Ben Ami and Moab as the preface for why we need to have this debate with the Hebrew Israelites, because much of what they teach is it's just not right and exact. It's just not.
Okay. We're gonna hand it over to Gideon Israel. State your claim and speak your speech, brother. Let them know.
All right. Well, first again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank the brother Solomon for providing this platform. But brother Ab, this what I want to say to you, my brother. I appreciate you coming on. You know what I'm saying, putting your position forward. But you got the wrong one, bro. Like certain individuals, they will listen to a person, listen to Israelite give up mashed up doctrine, and then they will blame that on the Bible. Brother Abba, I do not believe that the Chinese are the Moabites. I can actually let you know who I think they are from what I've seen. I do not believe in the 12 tribes chart. You know, those things are things that was put forward by, I'm just gonna say it, in my opinion, by COINTELPRO. You know, there's a lot of things you could say over these airwaves, but you know, it is what it is. You know, that's some dumb stuff to believe in.
I like you already, brother.
Right. If you're a person that read the scriptures and then you have somebody come to you and tell you that Chinese is Moab, and you're not looking at them like they crazy, I mean, you're looking for somebody to lead you. So but my thing is, you know, Deuteronomy 28 speaks to the so-called black man, you know, and there's no offense to any other so-called races that's involved, including the Latino and Hispanic brothers, because that's another piece of false doctrine that's going out there. You know, that's going to be a big thing that's going to come up with Israel when that's really brought to the light, because there's a lot of our Latino brothers out here cursing the white man, saying that they can't be Israel or they can't be saved because they're not Israel, but they're not Israel. So I mean, as far as that aspect, brother Abba, I'm not like that, bro. Like I said, I go according to what the scriptures say. You know, now as far as the Deuteronomy 28, you know, my question to anybody that would doubt the validity that I put forward as it being the African Americans, and since, you know, to not get into the meat of the debate, I would ask an individual, well, who Deuteronomy 28? And then if I'm speaking to a Muslim who goes by holy books or so-called holy scriptures, you know, those books say certain things. So you have to, you know, you have to place your bet somewhere. So that what I would ask a person, you know, who are those people in Deuteronomy 28? If I'm not into the matter, which we're not tonight, we're not in the heart of the matter. So you know, that, you know, brother Abba, and to the brother Taharka Bey, it's like, well, we can't read the Bible, we can't read the scriptures and not take some things, because you're saying your creator is so
your voice is distorted a little bit, brother. No distortion.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, brother. Gideon.
Hello, can I be heard?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, your voice was distorted a little bit. This was letting you know. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, who are these people? That's what I would ask, you know, brother Abba, and anybody else that's willing to answer that question when they say black man.
Oh, definitely. You was breaking up a little bit, brother. Brother Solomon, if you don't mind, I'd like to respond real quick.
Brother TJ.
What's up, bro?
All right. Speak your speech, brother. Let the people know who you are.
Brother TJ, I've been on the platform discussing issues, you know, with as far as the black woman is concerned, black man and black woman interactions in the black community and so forth. But I do believe in the scriptures. I believe in the right on that.
Are you still breaking up, bro?
According to the prophecies of the Bible, we are definitely the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, start talking, bro.
Yeah, according to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, we are definitely the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. We're not Africans. We're not niggers. We're not blood. We are the 12. We are the physical, spiritual descendants.
You're still breaking up. Yeah, you're still breaking up, bro. So Gideon Israel. Are you there, Gideon? Your mic is on mute. Unmute your mic, Gideon. Lord Abba.
They sure they want these problems.
Yeah.
I'm here, brother.
Yeah. Y'all Israelites, man. Y'all Israelites.
They sure they want these
I'm here.
Y'all Israelites gotta get y'all Wi-Fi, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta get y'all Wi-Fi from the Most High, man.
Yeah, they need a better connection with the Most High.
God damn.
It's a little choppy on there.
It's a little choppy up in here for you Israelites, man.
Let me say this, Solomon, real quick. Let me say real quick, Solomon. One of the things that I'm going to prove, right, about Deuteronomy 28 is one of the several things I should say, or I should say several of the things that I'm going to prove is that when he asks what people are they talking about in Deuteronomy 28, history is clear. I'm not one of those people that bash the biblical narrative. I see what's real. I see what's fake. I see what's historical. I see what's ahistorical. And I'm going to show who the people that they're talking about, because there is a such thing as the biblical Israelites, just like there's a such thing as biblical Moab. Biblical Moab doesn't match up with historical Moab. And we find this in 2 Kings 3 when we have the battle of King Misha with, I believe it's with Omri and someone else who's the successor to Omri or whom Omri succeeds. And while in 2 Kings 3, we hear a bunch of spookism about the battle, but on the Misha still, the Moab stone, we find that what Misha's instructions are basic run-of-the-mill military operations. And this is the problem with the biblical narrative that a lot of the people do not see. Because if the Israelites represent a handful of the people, and God, their God, Yahweh, intercedes on their behalf, going through what couldn't possibly have been the same oppression that we have received since about 1779.
Hold on a second, brother. Hold on a second before you continue. Hey, Gideon, cut your camera off, bro. You got your camera on. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
Their God would be able to intercede now. You know, there's so many different things. And I heard the brother speaking about what the Quran says about the Torah. And, you know, he made reference to this when we were on the phone last week. And most of them haven't read the Quran. They read little verses to try to justify their own doctrine. So they may find something in the Quran that speaks highly of the Torah, not understanding that the Quran is saying that what we gave you initially, you corrupted, and that this book is a reminder. Like, we're going to get into these things because we have to. It's time to show and prove that Islam is the religion of our forefathers. The Yahwists, they are the ones that come in and run our people from the Holy Lands. Who are our people in the Bible? Not the biblical Israelites. Our people are the Canaanites, the Moabites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Girgasites, the people of Gubal, the people of Tyre, the people of Sidon. Like, and this is proven in the historical records. So my job when we do have the debate is not just to win the debate, but to help change you all's worldview in hopes that what I say, you'll take notes and go back and research and research the historical record. If you're going to use the Bible as your only source, when you're debating somebody that's going against the Bible, then what you show a level of hypocrisy, because when you want to prove something in the biblical narrative and you go outside to extra biblical sources, to archaeology, for instance. So whether it be a stealing with Hezekiah, or what some call the pillar of salt at what they believe to be Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, they try to use these things to say, see, but the Bible is not saying, you know, look at this artifact or look at that artifact outside of the biblical narrative. So we're going to get into that. We're going to, my goal now is to deconstruct the whole Hebrew Israelite doctrine. And after this particular debate, I want you to get Captain Tazariak on. I've been trying to holler at him for years. He's been ducking me like Neo in the Matrix.
All right. All right, the captain, you know, I speak to the captain on occasions, you know, back and forth text. So, you know, he most likely he tunes in to Solar Vision more than ITBM2, my main channel. So he most likely.
I hope he's listening. I hope he's listening.
All right, definitely. I'll put the word out there. Hey, brother TJ, you got your situation right, bro?
I hope so. I'm still here. I don't know how I sound.
Did you hear what Lord Abba said?
How's the connection on you? How's the connection?
It's a little better. Go ahead and start talking. We'll see.
Yeah, you want some?
If not, I'll just bring you on speakerphone. Huh?
We're not of Hamitic descent. You know, we don't come from those that's according to biblical prophecy. You know, and I can prove that out of the scriptures, according to prophecy, which is the foretelling.
All right, hold on a second, TJ. TJ, hold on a second. I'm gonna call you, bro.
All right,
but you're doing still choppy.
I would like to respond to that real quick while you're calling him, if I can.
Go ahead.
Okay, now.
Hey, TJ, mute your mic when I call you.
When the brother says that we're not of Hamite descent, this is what's called demagoguery. Whereas you have a group of people that believe in something that's not right and exact, and they promote this thing, and they use what's called in the doctrine of fallacies confirmation bias. So they'll find one source, which is the Zondervan's Bible Encyclopedia, right? And they'll use this particular source to say, see, Ham is not the Negroes. Never ever reading.
Hey, hold on, Lord Abba. Hey,
All
mute
right.
your mic, brother T.
hold on.
All right, go ahead, Lord Abba.
Yeah, they never read the Hamitic hypotheses. I forget the author's name at this moment. And we had this discussion about when we were on the phone that night, if Ham saw Noah's nakedness, right? It wasn't Ham's fault. The Bible says that Noah was perfect. Hear this, y'all. The Bible says that Noah.
All right, go ahead, brother. Lord Abba. Lord Abba, you still there?
What they do to Abba? What y'all doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Right? Lord Abba, you there?
My joint got bumped off. It said my app just closed out on me. But
Yeah,
am I allowed to continue, or are we gonna bring somebody else on?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was saying that these brothers never read books like the Hermetic Hypotheses and how Ham. Well, how does? Let me go back. Noah, the Bible says that Noah was perfect in all of his generations, right? And right after that, it speaks about, I think it's right after that or right before that, how God saw his creation and he basically was sorry for what he had created because men were doing all types of sin. One of these sins in the biblical narrative is getting drunk. So this perfect man, Noah.
Hey, TJ, is your mic muted, TJ?
I'm working on it. Give me a minute.
This perfect man, Noah, after descending from the ship 40 days, the big boat, right, with two animals of every species on earth. It would have to be every species on earth, not just the species in that region, but you would have to get the species from North, South, and Central America as well. I mean, that's tribute. Now, the first thing he does after floating for 40 days and 40 nights due to the miraculous sign of being saved by their God, the first thing he does when he descends from the big boat is plant a vineyard. And after planting the vineyard, of course, he crushes the grapes and ferments the grapes because that's the only way you could make wine. And then Noah gets wasted. He gets so wasted that I'm from the hood. I've drunk before. We was throwing that Henny back in the days like crazy. I've got so twisted, whereas I had to strip down and lay in my bed butt naked. Excuse the graphics, people. I'm just being honest because I'm trying to relate to where Noah was at. Noah was so drunk.
So you did it, but Noah can't do it. Go ahead, my brother.
Wait, no, okay. That's a fair question. This man, because I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody coming to me saying, "Oh, Lord Abba is perfect," and Lord Abba is perfect in all of his generation. And I'm not a prophet of the Most High. Let's use that term for now. I'm just.
What did Noah do wrong?
Wait, hold on. He got drunk. That's what was one of the sins that the earth was destroyed for. There's sin, and we know it's a sin because.
Not drink?
Wait, hold on. Let me finish, brother. We know it's a sin because the Bible speaks about. Right? The Bible speaks about drunkenness.
Right.
Being a sin.
The beautiful thing about the Torah.
Hold on. Let me make my point. I'm almost wrapping up. So him probably wandering in the bedroom, just like one of my sons would come in my bedroom, thinking I'm just in there asleep or wanting to ask me something. Or he hung over from getting so bent, I guess, from the night before, and he's laying in there butt naked. And it says Ham saw his father's nakedness. And then Noah arose, I interject here, out of his drunken stupor, and said, basically, who came in here and see me naked? And Japheth and Shem point to him. He did. And Noah, not God, Noah says, cursed be Canaan. A servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. Now, Ham walks in the tent. Canaan is Ham's fourth son, according to your book's narrative. Notice, I don't say it's my book, your book's narrative. Why in the world would Noah not only bypass Ham, but bypass three of his other sons just to curse the fourth son? What is the connection between Ham and Canaan? So when the brother and the rest of the Hebrew Israelites say that they're not descendants of Ham, and the decrees by the Romans, Dum Diversas, Pontificus Romanus, like all of these different decrees that was given by Pope, these were to subdue the children of Ham, to subdue the children of Canaan. John Hawkins' ship was called, his coat of arms was called the Demimor. And the Moors shown bound in the way that the Egyptians would bound their ancient Canaanite peoples, or how the people would be shown on European coats of arms during medieval times and thereafter. So this idea that Noah has the power of God, right? Because Lord Abba doesn't have that power. Or else I would have been cursed all the bad Europeans. No, they would have stopped shooting us down and all of that, being that you made the comparison. I don't have the power. So the Europeans use the Bible, right? Cursed be Canaan, the servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And so the Europeans, they go out with the intent mission of enslaving the Canaanites, the children of Ham, whom you reject, whom you deny with no basis. Now, I'm not saying you per se, because I don't know if you, but the brother just got on it. Most Hebrew Israelites get on, and I said that the first time in my introduction. Most Hebrew Israelites cling to these particular doctrines, not all. So I would love to hear your breakdown of this.
All right. Well, the one I would ask first is, okay, so my holy book is the Bible. Do you have a holy book?
Oh, you said, do I have a holy book?
Okay, so my holy book is.
I can't hear you, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, what I was saying, the Torah, the Tanakh, the Bible, so-called Old and New Testament, those are my set apart books, my holy books. Do you have any holy books?
Yeah, sure. I do.
What you say? Yeah, sure. I'm excused. What is? Can I ask? What would it be?
The Holy Quran of Mecca and the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
What, the Circle 7 Quran?
That's what it's been nicknamed. But yes.
Okay. So we not gonna go into too much credibility, but that is a big part of it.
But if you want to get into credibility, I'll be more than happy to oblige you.
Right. Because I mean, for me to even respond to what you're saying, I would have to get into that subject, because I'm trying, like, you're saying a lot of things, like, for instance, give me something that the Moabites have written, where they speak of their history. You have anything?
The Moabite stone. You can like Google that right now. King Misha is detailing his battle with the
right. We all familiar with that.
Okay.
How many? Right. But what we all.
I mean, well, you
ask.
ask. I mean, look, beloved. If the basis of your question is to ask me a question based on validity or confirmation, I don't need to give you any other source, because if you already know about the Moabite stone, I don't believe that you should have even asked that question.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. Say, for instance, the Moabite stone got 10. Say it has 1,000 words on it. From just this conversation right here, you spoken, let's just say 4,000 words about the Moabites. So where are you getting these other 3,000 words? And I'm being real layman with it. Like, where's you getting your information from about the Moabites, when the Moabite stone don't even much give us that much information?
Okay, that's why I said, beloved, if you're gonna debate with me, I would urge you to read my paper. It's on academia.edu. I forget the title because it's so long. But the book is called The Moabites Who Are the Moors, Biblical Myths versus Historical Facts, where it's basically just the paper that I converted to the book. And I mean, if I want to, I can go and show you so many references to Moabites. The word Almoravid means the Moabites. This is documented in the medieval records. I can go back to the 9th century BC, not just to the Moabite stone, but there are other artifacts. I can go back to
which one piece of literature contains the most information about the Moabites?
I'm going to be honest with you and say the book that I wrote and the paper that I wrote, because what I did was, let me just say what I
book,
did.
beloved.
No, wait, hold on.
Besides
You asked me a question about what contains the most information about the Moabites, right? So I looked into the biblical narrative, and I put that in my book. I looked into the archaeological evidence, the evidence that shows that we find the name Moab at the hands of the Moabites, inscribing their own battles, etc. I go into medieval times and I pull the records from the medieval times. I put it in the book. I go to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who says that the Moorish Americans are descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. I mean, I put all of this stuff into one book. So I can, if you say besides my book, then I've already wait, real quick. I've already given you all the references where you could look: the archaeological records, the medieval Christian records, and Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Right. Okay. So now let me tell you what I heard. What you said. You said besides the book that you wrote, you drew from the biblical narrative. That was your first source of reference.
That's right.
So
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Me knowing what it is, me knowing the records of the Moabites or the lack thereof of it, I know where the main sources are coming from. So when I hear you say biblical narrative, I know you either consciously or subconsciously gave forth my answer. But
okay, well,
you had to put a lot of words around it. But basically, the biblical narrative is where you're getting all your information about the Moabites from. So where
that's false.
Okay. Well, let me ask you again. Besides the Moabite stone, where are you getting all your information on the Moabites from? Where would you say,
beloved? I just already answered.
No,
I've already answered that question.
No, you did.
I've answered that question, but I would love to address your claim.
Okay, just ask me a question.
I would love to. I would love. What I would like to do now is address your question. That the premise of my Moabite claims comes from your Bible. So for those who are listening out there, pay attention and listen up. In the Bible, there are two angels that come and visit Lot. And these angels are sought after by the men of Sodom and Gomorrah. They want to have sex with these two men. And Lot is at his front door saying, no, I have two daughters that no man has ever touched. He's basically offering his own two daughters up to this frenzied mob. And the frenzied mob is saying, no, we want to know the men. So this is how they build the story of Sodom and Gomorrah up. So if you rape somebody or touch somebody, they say you sodomize them. We understand that part. So now God asks Lot to find, I believe, 10 righteous people in all of Sodom and Gomorrah. You can't find 10 righteous people. So God says, leave. I'm going to destroy the city, but don't look back. You're going to get turned into a pillar of salt. His wife looks back. She gets turned into a pillar of salt because if you're writing this story, you can't have the wife there because the next part of the story is absolutely incredulous, right? And that is the daughter says, we cannot find the man in all of the earth. And we know that the Hebrew word there is land. So they're saying that we cannot find the man in all of the land. And they've already left Sodom and Gomorrah, which has already been destroyed. So the men of Sodom and Gomorrah, if that's who they're referencing, then that's a wrap. But it would have been easy to find two. I mean, come on, two virgin girls. Can't find nobody. I mean, you get where I'm going with that. So the elder daughter says to the younger daughter, come, let us trick our father into drinking wine so that we can lay with him and preserve our seed. And so the eldest daughter tricked Lot, who, according to biblical narratives, Islamic narratives, whether you want to split biblical narrative into Christian and Judaic, well, he was a righteous man. And they tricked this man into drinking. And then it says the eldest daughter laid with him, right? And then it says the next night, right? So there's repercussions of drinking until you black out. Now, you still have to answer the question, how in the world can you get tricked into drinking so much alcohol that you black out and have sex with your own daughter? This is highly improbable. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's highly improbable. Then you wake up the next day with no hangover, and the youngest daughter comes, and she tricks you into drinking like a fish again. She tricks you after the oldest daughter just did it the night before, and you sit there and you drink until you black out, and then you have sex with your second daughter. And then the Bible says, and they bear two sons, Moab and Ben-Ami, and that these became the father of the Moabites and of the Ammonites. Well, they got to explain, the biblical codex writers, these European men, these European men, these Jews, that as they call themselves, Yahwehs, had to explain the existence of the Moabites, because we know that the Moabites existed, because we have artifacts now that prove that the Moabites indeed existed. So now if I can trick people into believing that the Moabites are the product of an incestuous relationship, we can discount the fact that the Moabites are the Moors, the people that went into Spain and into Europe and built the first universities that started mathematical sciences like algebra and trigonometry, that gave us the surgical.
Let's build, let's build, beloved, because you're saying a lot of stuff, man. And
Indeed,
you move.
That's what your Bible says, and I wanted to just address your biblical claim, because I didn't want you to think that I was using your Bible.
Right. The first thing I wanted to ask, this is what I thought, because I got the 2 and 3 questions I want to ask, and I ain't going to forget it. All right. So besides you, how many other Muslim Moors you came across that don't believe in the story a lot? That's rhetorical, because you
I couldn't give you an answer.
You said
I couldn't give you an answer to that outside of the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America that I've built with. And I couldn't even tell you if all of the members believe in the story of Lot, to be honest with you.
Okay. Ain't nobody going for that story, man. Nobody going for that, man.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, Gideon. Go ahead. Speak your speech, Gideon.
All right. So I forgot what I wanted to say.
That's right. All right. Decide you want to say Taharka Bey?
No, I'm actually hold on one second. I'm actually basically I'm pretty much enjoying this. I'm watching this brother Gideon evade everything that Abba bring to the table, and he hitting the Sinetta effect, acting as if he wants to interrogate Lord Abba instead of address the information that Lord Abba brings to the table. He has not addressed the one thing Lord Abba said. He begins to turn it around and then want to question Lord Abba. He starts talking about the Quran, and I got to go into that, and never went into the Quran. So I already know this going to be a wash. Abba going to wash him. Now I'm waiting I'm waiting on TJ to bring his stuff to the table.
TJ just bowed out, man. He couldn't get his whole thing together, man.
So I was sit back and watch Gideon get washed and try to shift the table instead of answering some of these things that Lord Abba keep bringing to the. If you notice, brother, listen, I pay close attention. Everything that Lord Abba described, everything that he described coming from the Bible, and he broke it down. He even broke down the allegory and metaphor just a little bit to give you a taste. He went and spent it. He starts saying, well, if I have to talk about you believe in the Quran, how many Moors believe in the last story? Brother, get with the story. What's your part of the story? Let's go.
Well, this is what I'm saying, because you brothers inherited a tradition from the Arabs to where they hold those books in reverence.
Let's go.
They hold those books in reverence. So I'm trying to see, like, where y'all trying to change it up at? I mean, like, which part of Akashic Records y'all going to get this stuff? Because that's who y'all brothers say wrote the Aquarian Gospel, correct?
I mean,
okay, yeah. Well, shout out to the Morris Assassin is in the building. I see you now, player. The Morris Assassin. But
because it's quite, I don't want to say disheartening because it ain't that serious, but it is disheartening to see all these brothers.
Gideon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me 1 quick second, because I see the Orthodox Moor.
Yes, sir. Islam. What it is, family?
Brother.
Real quick, I got one quick question for Brother Gideon.
No, because I don't want him to feel ambushed. I just.
Nah, he go ahead. He can go ahead. Nah, he can go ahead. He could definitely go ahead. He could definitely go ahead.
Peace to the family, because I don't want it to be 3-on-1 on Brother Gideon.
Whoa, it won't be.
Yeah. But I'm gonna bow out and I'll wait for TJ to come back and I deal with TJ, man. Shout out to everybody, man. But Gideon, you gotta step it up, brother. You talk about the Aquarian Gospel. Answer some of that stuff Abba brought to the table first before you move to that.
Y'all run from that Aquarian Gospel like them chemists run from that.
We want that.
Oh, that funny.
I never ran from it. I never ran from it.
I know, yeah, but it's all love, you know.
Okay, cool.
It's definitely no feeling the ambush, because you know we not brothers.
After Abba wash you, I can't even debate you then, because after Abba watch, I can't come behind Abba. So, man.
Yeah, Taharka. It's all good. But from hearing from the title of the debate, I think the brother TJ got it already, man. Before you even started, because like I said, you brothers can't see when you brothers pick and choose out the Bible, you gonna lose all the time. You can't pick and choose.
Hey, Abba, before you respond, let me say this. Gideon, you know the topic of our debate is that was Jesus born of a father, basically, right? You know that, right?
Right.
So TJ believed that sperm flies through the air. You know that's right. This is what he believed.
Right.
Mind you this. Just like Abba went into the Bible and narrated the concept of the Bible, I'm going to use nothing but the Bible to prove him wrong. Not only am I going to use the Bible to prove him wrong about the virgin birth, I'm also going to use the Bible to prove him wrong that Jesus' heart stopped, his blood stopped pumping, and he died on the cross. I'm going to use the Bible for that. I'm not even going to go into the Aquarian Gospel and the Akashic Records, because you don't believe in that. Why should I go in that? I'm going to stick straight to the Bible and I'm going to wash it.
But the Hulk, if you got sis, which it look like you do, you don't believe in Akashic Records.
Brother, do you understand? You don't even know what the Akashic Records is. You have no clue.
I don't, bro. Once they said it's up in the heavens and you go to it like it's
that's what the Europeans said.
I don't believe.
Brother,
we don't say that, and Brother Taharka didn't say that, beloved. Taharka didn't say that.
Nah, he didn't. But that's what I've heard.
You think that a European wrote the book, you listened to the European, and he has misled you once again. You think the European wrote that book, don't you? That's where you went wrong, and we got you for it. We got something.
Hey, Islam. It's 2-on-1 right now. So let me help the brother out real quick. Let me jump on the Israelite side real quick, just to balance things out real quick. It's getting overpowered real quick. So, brother Taharka Bey. So, how taking the devil's advocate side, because again, like I'm saying, the brother's getting ambushed. So let me just jump on the Hebrew side real quick. Let me just jump teams real quick. So you're probably gonna deal with the question. How do you say that Jesus didn't die on the cross when in his resurrected form in our literature it says he did die on the cross?
Brother, maybe what temple? Let me ask you a question before I answer the question. What temple have you been a part of?
I was a part of the Braswell Bay Temple.
That explains it. I'm going to show in the debate how now I will show, because you said that. If the public want to know, I will show in the Bible and I will show it in the Quran.
There you go. That's what's up. That's all I want to hear, bro.
But I'm debating a brother who believes in the Bible, so I must first prove it from the Bible perspective. But I can show it in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and every Moorish American that believed that some man heart stopped pumping and blood was flowing and then stopped. Brother, they're going to get a blessing too on that day.
Praise the Lord.
I see the Imam in the building. Imam Bashir.
Hey, we jumping Bashir tonight.
Yo, I've been beat Bashir up. He must have healed up from all them bruises, and now he ready to come get some more.
Going on up in here. The Moors has taken over the stream. Getting out Israel.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Unmute your mic. Bashir. Bashir, unmute your mic.
All right, so we good. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you now. You're muted again. Why your mic is muted? Bro?
All right, peace to the family.
All right.
Yeah, peace to the family. You already know, Brother Bashir, Imam Bashir in the building. Brother Abba, of course, you know, I don't know what beatings he talking about. This guy don't show up to get a beating. But that's another story. He don't show up to get a beating, but that's another story. But anyway, look, I wanted to chime in though real quick on a couple of some of the conversation that was going in, which is a powerful conversation. I do gotta keep it real. Abba definitely laid down his thing tonight already on DJ. Like, come on, like it's like before the debate even come, he bodied. Like serious talk. Like that's crazy. I was just listening. I was listening like, damn. You know what I mean? For real. I mean that's just real talk, man. It was one thing, you know, and for as far as Brother Taharka, you know, peace to the Moors, man. Peace to our family. Shalom, Islam, Hotep, all that. You know, it's like, yo, I agree with him on one thing, which I'm gonna get into, Brother Taharka. But as far as the other topics are concerned, this going to definitely be a body washing. Like I can't wait till these debates come, because these Israelite brothers, these particular ones, they going in the grave, bro. They gonna be like the dry bones, hopefully, and wake up one day. I don't know, but you know, when you look at the story of Maryam, and I understand what people were trying to say, and you know, we could say that what seed, you know, Jesus come from, etc. But I think when you look closely at the stories and you look closely at the Quranic perspective of the birth of Jesus, be it peace be upon him, or Isa alayhi salam, the story is really telling us something really sublime. And I'm of the perspective that, you know, that birth was what could be termed as the Immaculate Conception. Before I explain that real quick, I just want to break this down. Like, when you really look at the story of how the Israelites were deviating, part of the curse was the Creator pulling back that lineage and that bloodline. And when you look at Mary and her mother, the blessing actually started with her mother, because it was her mother that started to pray for a pious son. She actually wanted a pious son. And when you correlate that with, you know, once again, just to throw it back out there, that, you know, it was a deviant society. Like Jesus says that you are an evil and adulterous generation. You know, you are a wicked generation that seeketh after a sign. You know, so he was telling them people that, you know, they have deviated so far from the Creator that they continue to lose the covenants where new covenants had to be established. And so the great lineage that came through the men was actually cut off. So Mary's mom prayed for a pious son, but she received Mary. And then, to make a long story short, Mary then conceived, you know, Isa alayhi salam. And then you may ask yourself, how could this happen? Now, you know, my teachers through the Ahmadiyya Muslim community taught us that, you know, this was a way of parthenogenesis. Where
you're saying that you believe in the virgin birth, Imam Bashir?
Yes, I do. And the concept, and from the perspective of parthenogenesis, meaning that
she had, and if we look at hermaphrodites and we study hermaphrodites, we can see that they hold both the male trait and the female trait as well. And so if they are holding, you know, the woman part and the man part, and the sperm seeking to the ovaries of an individual that holds both of them parts, this is called parthenogenesis, which means that it is possible that a woman can actually produce a child without the interaction with a male. Now, I would say that this is the exception to the rule from our perspective. It is not the rule. The rule is certainly that, you know, the male bonds with the woman, and then, you know, genetics are passed and they create a baby. And 23 chromosomes come from the mother, 23 come from the father, and then you get that child. So, you know, our perspective, just to, just conclude it real quick, is that one, the reason why parthenogenesis was implemented was because it was the Creator's way of, you know, kind of freshening up the bloodline from the men that was not worthy, and doing the things that, you know, was not satisfying to the Creator. And so
let's hear hold that thought. I want to hear the panel. We're going to start off with Gideon Israel. Gideon, you there, brother? Unmute your mic. All right. Well, we're going to pass it over to Lord Abba. Lord Abba.
Islam, I'm here.
All right. What you think about the statement with that Bashir just made, parthenogenesis?
Well, I mean, the problem with the brother's argument is that he makes a critical error in logic, and that if you're going to use the argument of parthenogenesis based on hermaphroditism, then you would have to prove that the Virgin Mary was actually a hermaphrodite. You would have to prove that, because you can't say, you know, you can't equate one thing with another just to make an argument. You can't say that, okay, well, Virgin Mary had a child without a man touching her, and this is possible because hermaphrodites can, which I don't think I've ever seen any scientific research that proves that a hermaphrodite can impregnate themselves. I mean, I'll have to use a graphic, some graphic words here. I mean, what do they do? Bend it and stick it up in themselves? I mean, I don't know, how does that work? You know, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure it out. So in my opinion, that's implausible. It's implausible. It really is. And yeah, somebody was trying to say something.
We're going to hand it over to brother.
I just want to add in. Parthenogenesis is a form of reproduction in which an egg can develop into an embryo without being fertilized by a sperm. Cut the penis stuff up, going up into the same person. Let's chill.
No, that's cool.
I'm talking about brothers. See, this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers like me, Lord Abba, and those the Orthodox more, we follow the teaching of the Prophet Noble Ali, and we look at practical explanations that happen every day. We don't look for fantasy, and this is why it's hard to challenge them more. Most people don't even know what brothers of the Moorish Science Temple of America truly believe, because they didn't watch too many YouTube videos. They need to meet a true born or go to a temple and find out what we truly believe and what we truly study in that faith in. Now, secondly, when we look at the birth of Jesus, we go according to what the Prophet Noble Ali teaches, and we confirm it. Now, let me share this real quick. I'm going to give y'all something just very basic. This is the questionnaire of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This is actually for Moorish children. So we are children in our own right. And 24 says, who was Jesus? He was a prophet of Allah. Where was he born? In Bethlehem of Judah, in the house of David. Who were his father and mother? Joseph and Mary. Now it's the job of the Moorish American or anybody with practical use of the facilities called the mind or brain to try to figure out how that is possible. The answer lies right inside of the Bible. So it was once said that the Prophet Obadiah Ali says, don't throw your Bibles away. And I'm going to prove on that day that in the Bible, it proves that his father and mother is Joseph and Mary without fantasy. Let's get it.
All right, we're going to hand it over to the Orthodox Moor. What you got to say about the parthenogenesis?
It's going to be easy for Taharka Bey to prove this point because, I mean, without trying to give away any of his references and whatnot, I would, if I was debating the brother, I would touch on the concept of where it says in the Old Testament, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. So is it stipulating that everybody's immaculate, is born via immaculate conception or what? That's where I would leave that one.
Right? Interesting point. Orthodox more. I am going to be explosive. I am going to have at least 7 different points of view that is going to verify the statement that the Prophet Obadiah Ali makes, that his father and mother, Joseph and Mary. I'm going to have at least 7 in the Bible. They're going to think it's a trick Bible. That's how bad it's going to be.
It's love.
Yeah, Gideon Israel. Is he there or he backed out? Y'all done chase Gideon away, man?
Yeah, I think he left. But I would like to add a point from out of the Quran of Mecca, real quick, if you don't mind, Brother Solomon.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Okay. This is Surah 19, and I'm gonna start from Surah 19, Ayat 18. And it says, she said, meaning Mary, I seek refuge from thee in the compassionate, if you are revenant. He said, I am but a messenger of thy Lord to bestow upon thee a pure body. So she said, how shall I have a boy when no man has touched me, nor have I been unchaste? He said, thus shall it be. Thy Lord says, it is easy for me, and it is thus that we might make him a sign unto mankind and a mercy from us. And it is a matter decreed. So she conceived him and withdrew with him to a place far off. And then it speaks about the pangs of childbirth, etc., etc. The point that I want to bring up is she asks the question to this angel, how shall I have a boy, or this messenger, whatever you want to call him, how shall I have a boy when no man has touched me, nor have I been unchaste? And all he said was, thus shall it be. Thy Lord says, it is easy for me. So there's nothing in this verse that speaks to an immaculate conception. In fact, most Quranic scholars reject the idea that this verse is speaking about an immaculate conception, because Mary she's not saying that. or the man that's responding is not saying that, well, don't worry about that. God gonna snap his fingers and you're gonna be pregnant. All he says is, it's gonna be. That's it. And Brother Taharka Bey just spoke about what's in our lessons. Who is his father and mother? Answer, Joseph and Mary. I mean, for me, that's pretty clear. We don't have to get into pseudosciences, hypotheticals. We don't have to get into any of that. And I guess it depends on what text that you're reading. If you want to make Jesus, this super being, and I'm gonna end with this point, that he was born of a mother, right? But not a father. And this makes him the greatest man ever to walk the earth. Well, you got to go back and look at the story of Melchizedek. The story of Melchizedek says he was without mother nor father, and that he was a priest forever and ever after the Lord Most High. So who's greater, Jesus or Melchizedek? In the book of Hebrews, it says that Jesus went into the order of Melchizedek, the man whom had no mother nor father. So, and that's according to the biblical narrative. I'm not saying we accept that a man can come into this earth without being born through the means by which men and women are born. I'm just saying, according to the biblical narrative, Melchizedek has no mother nor father. How was he conceived?
Yeah. So see, this is where the problems come, and you can really hear it if we pay attention. Now, I'm gonna start backwards. Now he would say, well, Melchizedek had no mother and no father. Obviously, there is no room. He left out no possibility for a metaphor or allegory to be put inside the scripture or figurative thought. So we know that some things are. So we know that some things are figurative, some things are allegorical, some things are literal, etc. And you have to put the proper context to it. And in fact, the Quran says that, you know, there are some that make things metaphorical, literal, and, you know, but the main point was that only Allah and those that is blessed with that knowledge and information can understand those things. So if someone obviously say, I have no mother and father, we will know for a fact that if that person is a human being, they had to be conceived through something.
Brother Bashir,
and we're conceived. Hold on.
I don't want to cut you, but I want to ask a critical question.
Hold up. Ask me in a minute.
Okay,
ask me in a minute.
Go ahead, brother.
Because we are conceived for our mother and father. So it has to be something that is a metaphorical language used there. Now, as it pertains to Mary, and in particular, the study of parthenogenesis, they have clearly established that they haven't even gone into that study, which is not actually pseudo. It's actually a study that has been taking place for many, many years. They've been doing this inside the labs for many years now. So if you take the time to actually study parthenogenesis, you will understand that it's not putting your penis inside of you, but rather it's a female that holds both parts, and the sac leaks essentially leaks and into the ovaries. The sperm leaks into the ovaries. So we know that testicles are actually inside before they drop down. So testicles that have not fallen, they can be near the ovaries, which is also inside the womb. And if those two combine, there is a possibility, which is not a great possibility. This is what makes it a miracle and a sign. That is why we term it as such. But in the Quran itself, most scholars actually do say that Isa alayhi salam was born without a father. That's just facts of the ulama and all of the schools of thought, even beyond the 4 schools of thought. That's just a fact. Now, I'm gonna conclude here because I want to hear Brother Abba question, but I just want to say that it's a scientific study, and I use hermaphrodite as just an example. Parthenogenesis is the actual act of that egg being fertilized. Without the egg being fertilized, you are, or what we would term or classify as a hermaphrodite, an individual that actually holds both sexual organs of the male and female. So, you know, if we are going to really go into biology on this thing and then understand chemical imbalances and how those things can come together, which experiments have been done where they have taken, you know, different lab rats and rabbits, etc., and have actually seen and witnessed this thing being quite possible, you know. And so when we analyze, and I promise 30 more seconds, when we analyze, you know, the scriptures itself and the Quranic text, it is absolutely clear that it was clearly established that no man has touched her. And it's a reason why she's saying that. And it's a reason why it's saying that this is going to be a sign and I can do all that is possible. So when we look at twins, quintuplets, when we look at women that carry 8 babies, that is not the norm for them to carry 8 children at one time. This is something that is rather immaculate in its very own nature. So we know that.
Lord Abba, you had a question? You got a question for the Imam?
I have something I want to say.
All right, go ahead, brother. Taharka Bey.
Brother. It appears to me when we run out of explanation, we begin to make stuff up. That's what it appears to me. I'm just saying this, bro. It was my brother in the chat even said this. You know, it's a proven fact that there's a dominant organ when it comes to the hermaphrodite. That's number one. And since 2,000 years, on recorded record, have we seen this process actually happen? I'm talking about we in the age of the information age. Google it, show it to me, prove it to me. Let's get out the clouds. See, what happened is this is Chrislam and not Islam. We didn't turn Christianity into Islam and believe in this spooky stuff. But we're in the information age. Now, if the sperm didn't drop down and went to some ovaries and this has happened, we need it put to the table. Other than that, you can keep your Chrislam with you, brother, because we're moving forward.
Well, just real quick, I wanted to respond to that. And that's cool. But see, this is where the hypocrisy comes. First of all, we're not talking about if an organ is dominant or not, and I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying that there are exceptions to the rule. That's one. And the examples that I use are very good examples as to how things could absolutely change as the exception to the rule. You cannot explain how the ovaries and the sperm, when the sperm touch the ovaries, how it can produce 8 children, how it can produce 10 children carrying in a female's body, and she gives birth to all of them and take care of all of them. When she has, 2 breasts to supply food for all of them.
Brother Bashir,
hold up, real quick, and I'm gonna stop here. That is some crazy, unexplainable things if you really don't study biology. Like I said, you have to study parthenogenesis first and foremost, and you haven't studied none of it. And I'm holding back right now because I'm waiting to catch you sleeping while you out in the open.
All right, my first question, beloved. My first question is this: can we pick and choose which metaphors we want to use? Because, and I asked this question and I want an answer. You said that obviously the story of Melchizedek having it, because let me say what it says in full, that he had no mother nor father, no beginning nor ending of days. You said that that's a metaphor, but Mary having been impregnated by a law somehow, we're going to use our terminology, is real, or if it's not real that a law impregnates Mary, then it's due to parthenogenesis. And the premise of why you're using parthenogenesis leads into my second question, which is, was Mary a hermaphrodite?
All right. So the first part of the question, right? He says Melchizedek is supposed to have no father and mother, which we established earlier. Then he says he has no beginning and no end. Now, when you look at the Bible itself, it clearly explains that the Creator Himself is the Alpha and the Omega. The Creator Himself is everlasting. No man has seen the Creator that created man out of dust. When you go to the Quran, you see the same story. He has created man out of the dust. When you go to Kemet, you can see Kanun and different stories about man being created from this clay. So we can see around the world that men were created. And so since he's a man in a most literal sense, he cannot be that supreme creator or that supreme deity. The Quran also says, Qul huwallahu ahad. Say he is Allah the one, the independent, the besought of all. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there is none like unto him. So we clearly know that Allah does not beget, nor is he begotten. He does not feed the children, and he is not seated as we are, literally. So we understand that the Creator is something that is we are a reflection of that thing, but we are not the absolute embodiment of that supreme deity. So for one to say that they are, you know, have no beginning and no end. For example, you can read in the stories of the biography of Muhammad, for example, or some of the companions. Well, Abu Dhar was considered to be having no beginning and no end, and he's going to die alone. You know, and when you hear certain things, you understand that we all essentially die alone. Even if we're dying in a group, we take our last breath by, you know, it's a very personalized thing when you take your last breath. Even if it's 50 people taking their last breath with you, you're no longer concerned with what's happening to the next individual. You're essentially going to die alone either way. But hearing these type of expressions clearly identify that there is something to the story that wants to be put out there. Something of an understanding of how great a particular situation is, or how great of a person this individual is. So, you know, it comes from, you know, very intense study of the scriptures, very intense study of and connection with spirituality that some going to understand and some is not going to understand. So, you know, but as it pertains to Mary, I will have to say that the first thing you will have to go to is really study parthenogenesis. If you haven't studied parthenogenesis, then you're behind the ball on that. And I understand this is something that's relatively new, you know, that is coming to the forefront.
Islam, that has nothing to do with my question. My question is, was Mary hermaphrodite? Because you used
yes, Mary was a hermaphrodite. Yes, Mary was a hermaphrodite.
All right, brothers, I'm getting off the line. Peace, brother Solomon. Islam to my Moors. Assalamu alaikum, brother Bashir.
Wa alaikum
Shalom to my Hebrew Israelite brethren. We'll build in the future. I'll hit you up, Solomon, on Tuesday and let you know if we're a go either on Wednesday or Thursday, brother, man.
And I'm going.
No doubt, fam. No doubt, fam.
Shout out to brother Bashir. Bashir, I like you, brother. But I'll tell you, brother, you be out there, brother. Goodness and gracious. Shout out to Solomon. Hopefully we can set this up Thursday, brother. Make sure TJ connection is good, because I don't want any excuses. Brother, I'm gonna hopefully my brother Bashir can watch. I would even like Bashir to moderate if he doesn't be a part moderator, so he can see what I'm gonna bring to the table. And I think Bashir can be fair as a moderator. But I'm telling you, remember that
I would like that.
And remember,
I would like that, brother.
I'm debating a Hebrew. And the reason why I got love for Bashir, no matter what he say about the Moors, because he's friends with one of my homeboys. He's friends with one of my good friends. So I think we're going to work something out and have a good show for Thursday. Solomon, just make sure the brother connection is good, and I'm going to give him the work that he's looking for. Peace and love.
Okay, no doubt.
Peace.
Orthodox Moore, you in the building?
Yes, sir.
All right, give you a benediction, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say, family, I'm a Moorish American Muslim of Maghreb descent. My father is of Moorish descent. My mother descends from the North African Jews by way of Spain, by way of Mexico, right? And so I take a lot of these conversations real personal. I parse the arguments real tightly. And right now I'm handicapping the debate, right? So I'm saying Taharka got the first question. I don't think he'll be able to prove the second one as easily as he thinks he'll be able to. So I think that one might be a push. With Lord Abba, I'm saying right now emphatically, there's no more that can prove that Deuteronomy 28 applies to the Moors. The Moabites and their captivity is in a whole different part of the Bible. Yeah? However, I say all that to say this is we are not a different people. We are all Hebrews in this. Yeah. If you identify as Israelite or Moabite, we're all Hebrews in this. Yeah. And we all in the Bible, we have the overarching nationality of Canaanite. Go to Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 3. Yeah. Where it says, "O Jerusalem, thy birth and thy nativity was in the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, thy mother a Hittite." At the end of the day, we're all Canaanite as a nationality, overarching everything. Yeah. And anybody who wants to dispute that on either side, Moorish or Israelite, get at me. Peace and love, fam.
Peace. All right, Imam, you got the last word, brother.
Yes, information that, you seen how they ran because they didn't know about no Genesis. That was too heavy for them, but
we
when
can
you
stay
really analyze, these different stories and be able to distinguish what the metaphors are and what the figurative talk is, then you can get into the science part of it. You understand? And there's a real balance of these spiritual texts. They're not just texts that, it has some history in there. It has some things that, are scientific in there. It has, stories that try to motivate to positive things, warnings, prophecies, etc. So it's a combination of a lot of different things. And this is why people in ancient traditions, ancient customs, they always had a spiritual system where they had a select group of people that will be termed as, in today's time, as priests or high priests, etc. People that took their spirituality studies, as their life force, as something that they spent all of their time, trying to learn, trying to build, and trying to understand. And, and because they did that, they were able to educate the people on things in life that, a lot of people just wouldn't understand. Things that science is just coming into really getting a grasp of, so, and yes, Taharka was very right when he said, we're in the age of information and knowledge, which that is a double-edged sword because, a lot of the things that come out, can be appear to be true, but really they can be baseless. But it does give us access to, a lot of information where we can get a lot of clarity of things that happen in antiquity as well as things that are happening in our life today in real time. So it's like, I like to say the saying that, if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? Obviously, I'm being sarcastic and condescending when I use that. But, knowledge is definitely power. And, we have to get back to understanding the balance and understanding the different perspectives that are out there about a thing. So educated people and people that are really trying to, understand things, they don't just automatically discard things. Rather, they listen. And there goes that old saying that, you have two ears, so you listen as much more than, you do with your mouth because you only have one of those. So you listen twice as much. And educated people understand to do that and then go and do, their due diligence on the matter and then come up with some type of conclusion about what they, what they were studying and researching. So, I just want to say that, from my perspective, and everyone doesn't have to agree, obviously, but from my perspective, the Promised Messiah and Mahdi, Mirza Ghulam Ahmed, brought into or ushered into the world, which cannot be denied, a understanding of scriptures in general, but the Quran in particular, that really shook up the world, that really going to wake a lot of people up. So when people are talking about no spookism, Mirza Ghulam Ahmed, Islam, just real talk, whether you like him or like him not, he was a great usherer and fighter for, taking out this spookism concept. Well, so he made the understanding of Allah real, the creator real, the understanding of, Mary's so-called immaculate conception made it scientific and real, so he also let us understand and see that, the white man's the great devil or the great Satan, so these are a lot of concepts that a lot of the world, have denied, but they are coming into really understanding and knowing these things. So I guess my basic message is, listen to the knowledge and go forth with the knowledge and study and research it. And that alone will make us better. You understand? That alone will improve our condition. That alone will make us, in particular, Black people. Like, it's a lot of things that we have to start getting into. We have to start researching, and we have to really start becoming, spiritualists, scientists, historians, a combination of both. We need balance, So I hope what I brought, can bring some new insight, and I hope it can bring another perspective to the table that can be useful and we can take and we can run with. All right.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt. With that being said, if you haven't done so, hit that like button. I gotta show me some more likes on this mug. God damn, 17 likes? We gotta step our game up. You know what I'm saying? So before you leave out, hit that like button and make sure you go to the Debate League Power Rankings. I will post the link in the description. Go to the Debate League Power Rankings and choose your favorite debater or rank all the debaters. And this is how we determine who's at the top in this debate league. So with that being said, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Imam Bashir, Taharka Bey, and the rest of the panel. I'm signing out. Peace. And I'll keep y'all guys updated on the scheduling and the time of the debates coming up next week.
And brother, before you go, just real quick. Listen, man, hit the damn like button, share the video. Support a platform that is bringing information back to the people that we really need. We really need this platform. We need a platform where we can discuss, we can have some fireworks as well, but where the concentration is really bringing knowledge to the people. Like, damn, why are you so hateful and spiteful and jealous where you don't want to hit the like button or promote other people to hit the damn like button? Because why? Because you so selfish, you don't want for your brother what you want for yourself. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, you have so many people in the building, and then you sitting there having 10, 12, 15, 17 likes. When you know that after the show go off, more likes are going to come. But while we watching, like the brother information. This is a great channel, and we support it. Brother Bashir Abdullah support this program. We done supported many programs. So if you're not about the Black liberation and supporting Black people, and it doesn't cost you nothing but hit the damn like sign, so other people will be able to have access to the information, so it can move the video up, so other people can understand what is going out there. They can get some of this knowledge, and their life probably can be saved by something that one of us say on this panel. And you can join as well. The brother's calling you to join, get involved, and do something with your hands. So you don't want to even do nothing with your hands. And this is why we are destroyed. This is why we're not getting that real momentum, because you can't even get damn YouTube right. So stop hating, man. Hit that like button, share it, do what you got to do, put it on Facebook. Man, we need to get some Solar Vision t-shirts. You need to start buying that, supporting that as well. If you got graphics, shoot it to my brother. Shoot it to our brother. Show support for the program. You understand? Show support for the program, man. The debate league is fly. The information is fly. You already know what it is. And this channel is going to grow. It's going to grow. I'm telling you, it's going to blow. So that's it, brother. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. I co-sign everything that he just said. And with that being said, we're going to sign out of here. Peace.
I like the way this feel, yeah. Let my soul cry, yeah. Minister, we gonna speak from the heart on this one. I'm performing lyrical funerals, no obituary. I killed your boy and brought him back to life. Pet cemetery. My anointing not based on attendance at a seminary. Scarlet witches, they attracted to the visionary. Everywhere I go, I bring the word with me, missionary. Soldier drafted in the war machine, military. Pay attention, what I'm saying to you, legendary. You got the demeanor of a front desk secretary. That mean you take the calls, but you don't make the calls. That's why you hate, cause ain't nothing fake about me at all. Now I dare you try to say that with a straight face. My delivery in tip-top great shape. I'm too advanced for you, light years, space age. No evolution for you cavemen, stone age. I'm a thoroughbred, rock solid. I came from the bottom to the top, rock climbing. I grew up in the hood, pros and cons. That's that full court pressure when the ambulance roll out that stretch. Why can't you see it's not logical? If you live diabolical, boy, your point of view smaller than the hair follicle molecule. This for all of them that follow you, smoking all of them barbecue. When I pull up, your voice on correct itself with no auto-tune. I got a whole nother level that I can enter whenever I gotta deal with the devil. I pick a whole nother method. I hear a whole lot of yapping. They wanna see my reaction. Really out here in the community making it happen. I don't really think they understand the dilemma. They ain't looking at the man in the mirror. Can't say it any clearer. The plan is very simple. It's time to start playing in the temple. Before somebody come and put the can on your temple. Reaching like a baby with his hand for the nipple. The Grand Reaper coming with his hand on the sickle. In the van coming with a ram with the van coming get him. I am so glad that I changed up. Made it out of where I came from. Watch for the slide and the hook of the slow ball, fastball, and that change up. That ghetto lifestyle, it changed us. Go back to visit, it ain't changed much. Only difference is now the way that my brain process information. And Satan, been after my license day one. Let me say something. Only reason that I'm still alive today because God's grace is amazing. Just another raisin in the sun. Dream deferred when things occurred. Now you getting served right on the curb like a lemonade stand. I just gave you the benediction, let the whole church say amen.